Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. I have my thing on the wrong screen, so I'm just going to move that over real quick. Welcome back to the LB Hack 'em Up channel, where we're playing our Masks game again. Yay! I'm excited to see all these friends again. I'm excited to get back into this game. I'm excited for my new setup, so you guys can see Krieg all the time, except for when he decides to sit here. Well, I'll move him. But I'm glad that you guys are all back. I'm glad that everyone in chat is here. I'm excited to get back into things. Yeah, we're going to play our Masks game tonight. We're going to play Heroes in Training. And I'm joined by, of course, my lovely dear friends who are all going to introduce themselves now. Wow, I really don't remember how to do this. It's going well. Let's start off with the lovely Savannah.
Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. When I'm not here, I'm on my home channel, twitch.tv/game nights, sometimes with LB and a lot of times with Alex, and eventually with Tanya as soon as I get my shit together and start running games again. Yeah, that's where I am. Sophia, whose hero name is Nemia, and she is the bull. And I don't have my ears because I'm still unpacking, but everyone can imagine them.
They're there in our brain space.
Pretend.
Hands up like this the whole time.
Yeah. Sorry, Krieg likes to go in this window now that's here. That's completely blocked off and you can't see out of it. But he likes to do that and almost knock all of my stuff. Next up is Miss Tanya.
Oh, hey, I'm Tanya. You can find me at Tanya Rowland. And I have Instagram with this boy here, the Abominable Pugs. And I have a podcast that I'll get back to at some point called Spider Facts with Billy. But tonight I am going to be Nancy the Doomed, aka the Devereaux.
Yeah, and last but of course not least, our dear friend Alex.
Hello, I'm your dear friend Alex. I'm OMG at some guy on the internets, mostly over on G Game Nights, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. Schedule's gonna be a little weird over there. I don't think we're doing anything this Tuesday because LB's gonna be absent. Yeah. For this game, I am playing Billy Burns, who is a superhero named Rune and is the Nova.
And I'm LB Hack 'em Up. You can find me at LB Hack 'em Up on the Twitters and the Twitches. You found me. Look where you are. You're here. You found us. We stream Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and Sundays on this channel. I'm on other stuff. Just check my Twitter for that. But tonight we're playing Masks, and I'm going to be your game mistress for the evening. And we are down a Rachel. Unfortunately, she is not feeling well. We've had a couple illnesses, a couple movings, and a couple of I don't feel like DMing tonight. So we haven't played in a while. We do need a recap, and Savannah has been oh so kind to read the diary. How did we decide this was canon?
So in the last episode, you all will remember that Jupiter gifted Sophia a bunch of stuff, including an iPad and an Apple, I don't know what they're called, but the pen for her art, for her designs. And I guess while setting it up and setting up a bunch of accounts and everything, Jupiter has accidentally linked one of her accounts to the iPad. And now I can read her diary, which I will do. I forgot my fan.
Oh no.
I'll do that in a minute. Give me one responsibility, my entire life falls apart. So yeah, I guess Sophia's in her room flipping through nosily. Turn my music off. Dear diary. Okay, so I'm an asshole, but that's not news, and we'll get to that in a minute. Wow, Jupiter, strong start. So Sophia was in Russia. Nancy was asleep. Billy and I have been abducted by some weird fear monster to be emotionally tortured, but we escaped. I'm cursed, and I can't lie. We all know. Billy and I went to go fill Nancy in, and she thinks my being cursed is hilarious, so I'm expecting that to bite me in the ass at some point. We told Nancy that there may be a way to break her curse, and after that, we all went back to bed. The next morning, we got an email saying that classes this week had been canceled due to, half the school being blown up and them needing to seriously revamp their security program. That is true. I rounded up Nancy and Billy, and we marched down to the principal's office and demanded some answers on the Sophia situation. Okay. He was less than helpful, saying that Thalassophobia had been looking into it and found a location, but was waiting to move in. I didn't want to be rude, so Billy took the lead on trying to articulate what I was trying to convey. Principal Vibes said he couldn't let us go because it was dangerous hero work, and I started hysterically laughing and had to leave. Man, I'm sad I missed that. The reason I started laughing at the conversation with the principal was because I imagined how Mercury would react hearing to an authority figure telling me, or any of our siblings for that matter, that we couldn't go somewhere because it was too dangerous. It just sounds ridiculous to tell someone that has been training to kill people since they could walk that anything is too dangerous. And me imagining the look on my troublemaker brother's face if someone had said that to him was just too much. But thinking about my brother gave me an idea on how to get to Russia. Mercury is always down for shenanigans, so I figured he'd love to help his baby sis break some rules and teleport my friends and I to Russia to save Sophia. That was a stupid idea. I proposed this idea to my friends and said I would totally go alone if they didn't want to risk the repercussions, but of course they agreed to come with me. Of course they did, they're all idiots. Nancy ran off to the principal to see if she could get a lat launch for where Sophia was, but it didn't work. In a moment of brilliance, we remembered that we all share locations with each other because we're teenagers, and hit the Find Your Friends app and scrolled to Sophia, where we saw her little pin near Tyman, Siberia. Whoops, probably should have tried that when she initially disappeared. We grabbed our hero gear, called Mercury, and he teleported us to Russia. We landed, and Nancy and Billy both puked. Really sad I missed that too. Teleporting feels so weird until you get used to it. Like you can feel all your individual molecules leaving the place you were and reforming in the place you're going. We made it to Russia. There was some screaming from a church in front of us, weird. And then we saw Sophia. She had this chest in her hands. She seemed very singularly focused on getting it somewhere and didn't appear to recognize us. The box was apparently very important to her, apparently. As she pushed past us, we saw this thing on the back of her neck and we thought it was controlling her. Billy ran after her and grabbed her. That was a mistake. She freaking threw him like a rag doll. As Billy was flying through the air, Nancy tried to peek into Sophia's mind to figure out what the heck was going on in there. And all Sophia was thinking about was, I gotta take this box somewhere. I grabbed an electronic parking meter and turned it into a spear with the purpose of disrupting the electricity to break whatever the hell was on the back of her neck and unlock it. Billy grabbed Sophia's box. That's a weird way to phrase that, Jupiter, but we can talk about that later. That too was a mistake. She slammed into him with an audible crack and her very important box flew out of his hands and into hers. I should stop reading this. Using the distraction to my advantage, I moved in quickly and touched the device to the back of her neck. At the same time, Sophia grabbed me and flipped me over her head, but the thing detached and she crumpled to the ground. That sounds terrible. Thalassophobia made his way out of wherever he'd been watching the fray. We woke Sophia up, told her she was in Russia and that we'd rescue her, even though we weren't supposed to. She told us we were stupid for doing that. Okay, fair. But she would have done the same thing if it had been one of us. Thalassophobia took the weird device that was on the back of Sophia's neck and the box she'd been so obsessed with and said that we should head back and that we wouldn't get in trouble because we'd had a chaperone. He agreed that if they wanted us to do hero work, then we should be treated like adults. We teleported back to campus outside the infirmary where we were shown into a team room with 4 beds to be healed, and then they left us alone. Sophia told us her side of the story, which wasn't much. When we told her we wanted to come get her days ago, but everyone kept telling us no. She kept saying how she was totally fine, and I told her that was bullshit and that I'm tired of everyone pretending everything was okay. I was just looking for a little bit of vulnerability. Sophia was upset that I wouldn't let her process her feelings without talking about them, and I definitely laid into her. Poor Nancy was mostly just trying to diffuse the situation, and Billy just portaled out and bailed. Then Nancy left as well. Sophia asked if I was going to leave, and I told her no. Then I said I hated that she went on a mission without us because we're supposed to be a team. She told me I needed to be a better listener and I needed to give her more time to process what happened to her. I also accidentally blurted out that Billy is in love with her and that I've had a crush on her forever. And that people don't look at her when she goes by because they're scared of her or who her family is, but because she radiates this magnetic energy. I really should not be reading this. This not lying thing is a real problem. Before I left, she asked who beat us up so badly, and I told her that it had been her. But before that, 2 weird nightmare monsters. And she took it about as well as someone who told that she knocked around 2 of her best friends while being mind controlled could. After I left, I guess the infirmary attendants did a checkup on Sophia, and eventually Billy went back down there to get more healing stuff done. He was feeling about as rough physically as I was emotionally. They talked a bit, and I think they're okay. In her room, Nancy was texting her grandpa to get some advice about the situation with Sophia. He made her feel better and then gave her an update on the Ed McMahon situation. Apparently, Nancy's grandpa may be getting to the bottom of Evil Ed's powers and that they may be magical in nature, but wouldn't tell her anything more. Nancy texted me later and said that her grandpa is going on a date with Dolores. Old people are so cute. Okay, sure. She went to visit Sophia after that and apologized for calling her a jerk, so I think they're okay now. Hope so. Meanwhile, I tried to think of all the things that helped me de-stress and ran to the store. I bought a big sequin basket and filled it with shit. An iPad Pro, an Apple Pencil so she could take her costume sketches digital, and a bunch of her favorite snacks, candy, and magazines and drop that off at the infirmary room. And then left because boundaries. Thank you. Billy told Sophia a bit more about our encounter with the fear monsters and that we were cryptically told to keep an eye on her powers. Why is everyone so fixated on superpowers recently? Sophia shared snacks with Billy and they just rested and tried to heal up. You know, sometimes I forget that my friends don't have the same training I do, so they don't have the same tools to process trauma. But sometimes I think they don't realize that I live in constant fear of my mission changing and having to make a terrible choice. Or that I'm in the way. Or that I am the way that I am because at any moment, Thalia may call me back. Okay. When I'm there, I can't be this Jupiter. I have to go back to being a professional. Anyway, I convinced my friends to go to Russia on an unsanctioned rescue mission that was sanctioned retroactively because we succeeded and were apparently chaperoned by Thalassophobia. And most importantly, we got Sophia back. Now what?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you reading that because you know how good I am at reading things.
I love reading.
Good. So yeah, we're gonna jump back into things. Does anyone have any questions or concerns before we continue? Anything you need to do? All right, cool.
Are we starting like the same night?
No, we are starting the next day. So
Okay.
the night that the argument happened was I wrote it down, was the Tuesday, the August 18th. This is going to be the that Wednesday. And I think we'll start because did you guys have a conversation in the morning, Billy and Sophia, after your? I think you had a conversation that night, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the conversation we had was that night. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, you guys are getting checked on during the evening. It's not throughout the night. It's not a very calm night of sleep. But you guys wake up the next morning. The sun is streaming in through the windows. The large tree-like creature who is tending to you gives you both a cup of tea in the morning with a little bit of honey in it that has a magical power. His ability is to heal with plants and roots and such things. So it is a medicinal tea. But you guys are kind of left in your room. It's one large area. And is there anything you guys want to talk about in the morning, or we can move on if you want? It's up to you guys.
I mean, I think Billy would just kind of, probably was assisted up to the sitting position with the tea, but will kind of turn towards Sophie and just be, how are you feeling this morning?
I mean, not terrible.
That's generally good.
I have kind of a healing factor though, so.
Yeah. So I guess I did mean, and you can tell me to, to buzz off, but kind of meant more emotionally about everything that happened, but
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I haven't had to deal with a lot before. It's just a lot.
Yeah, well, I guess, gotta look at it a certain way that's kind of practice for being a hero, right? I don't think heroes ever really get downtime. They're always dealing with stuff. So we gotta learn how to cope now.
I imagine that's why the burnout happens pretty quickly. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've compartmentalized other things. I could do that with this too.
You could, but and again, maybe this isn't my place to say, but is this one of those things that should get compartmentalized?
Honestly, I don't know if I know how to do anything else with it.
Yeah, that's it's valid. If you think it might help, I'm sure I'd be willing to, listen, lend an ear, and I'm sure the others on the team would too. But again, if compartmentalizing is what works, and yeah, go ahead, and we'll be here to back you up. Because we're a team.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Have you and Jupiter like talked about me at any point? I'm not like mad.
No, I mean, there was a lot of talk while you were gone. What are we gonna do to find you, save you, and worrying about you?
Right. Just that though. Nothing else.
I think so. I'm not remembering anything else aside from that, but did she say something to you after I left?
She said so much. Honestly. I'm sure that if it was something like big or important, you'd remember saying it to her. So cool. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I can't think of anything specific, but for being an alien, she's pretty good at reading people and humans, so maybe she's insightful, I guess is the word.
Yeah, the not lying thing I think is contributing to some. So, you know what? It's not important.
Okay, well, if you want to try and, like I said, I'm ready to listen if you need someone.
Maybe later.
Sure. Well, I don't know if you've checked your email since we got you back, but classes are canceled for a week in the wake of the attack.
Cool.
So, plenty of time.
I'm sure they'll expect us to be doing something.
Probably.
Well, maybe we can find a little bit of time to not.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Cool.
Ooh.
Would like to say I am somewhere in there. I was attempting to comfort or support Sophia.
Yeah, you need to make a roll, my dear.
Yep. with
Somewhere
my-
in there, I was trying to be serious, but like halfway through the conversation, Bang Bang started playing on my playlist. And so I'm like trying to have a serious conversation and I can't get the window to pull up. And in my ears, it's just going like, bang, bang into the room. It doesn't help me.
No, you won't. It.
Is that why she was trying to get that answer?
Maybe it was
Anyway.
appropriate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, so with my
Oh.
-1 to mundane, that ends up being a 6.
Which doesn't do anything bad, but
Yeah.
you do not, unfortunately.
And I
Does
don't
not
think-
convince me to give any more details.
Yes.
Well, what are the rules for using team selfishly? Gotta.
Oh Lord.
'Cause I think I can use that to bump it up by 1.
Is it taking advantage of your influence?
Or I guess. Well, hold on. Do I have?
No,
I do not have
it's-
influence over her because she took it
Oh,
away.
I took it
right.
away.
But no, there is something for using teams selfishly.
Oh, that's right. I
Um,
don't think I have that. I don't think I
yeah,
added
I'm-
that because I didn't think you guys would do it.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I am checking my handouts that I have.
On my mask game. Better.
Yes.
While you're looking that
um,
out, I did want to say, guys, I realized that this is our first episode with the new art that we've got going on. It's of the wonderful Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com has made these beautiful pieces for us, having half the normal character and half them in their superhero get-ups. So I just wanted to shout that out because I forgot at the beginning, but they're beautiful. We love them. We love Danae. So
Okay, so I found the rule,
Mhm.
and it would be kind of counterintuitive to what I'm trying to do, but it would mechanically work.
Mhm.
But when you act selfishly, say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates, remove one team from the pool, and shift one label up and one label down, your choice. You can use this option after rolling to alter the label you're rolling with. So I could do something to ignore or insult Sophia as I am attempting to comfort or support them in order to mechanically achieve the benefit. But
that
I
is up
will-
to you.
Could it be to like ignore the rest of the team's advice? Perhaps?
maybe, but I did also just realize if I just take the miss, that it's still a miss and I get the potential.
That's
So
true.
I think I will just opt for that. But now we know.
It's fine. I'll stay sad.
I mean, it's what I tell my players in my game. It's nothing mechanically happened, but the conversation still happened. Anyway,
I am mechanically sad. I'm adding a 6th condition. Sad. Mark when you feel like it because you're 17 and an idiot.
Crying is a free action. All right, so we are going to move on. Nancy, is there anything you want to do this morning? Otherwise, we are going to we're going to have one, Sophia's going to have a conversation with, they were told that they're going to have a conversation about what happened while they were under the influence of whatever was going on. And so Sophia, if you want to invite everyone to that, but Nancy, is there anything that you're getting up to this morning before that?
I would just say Nancy woke up and went to is there a cafeteria
Mhm.
and got muffins and just
Ooh.
busted into Sophia's room right in
Alright.
the middle of their like right at the end of their
Yeah.
conversation. Be like, hey guys, I got muffins.
oh,
Oh,
great. Nancy?
I'm starving.
Are you
Yeah,
good? We
I'll
all
do.
good? We're cool.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're cool.
Nancy's like, ow, like shifty eyed looking at
Mhm.
both of them,
Mm-hmm.
knowing she's like, all right, I'll be back in my room. Catch you guys later.
Wait, Nancy. Wait.
What?
Can I? Sophia follows her out to the hallway. Can I
Oh,
ask you
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Have Jupiter and Billy been talking about me?
I don't know, probably.
Has Jupiter been talking to you about me and Billy?
I mean, I know I don't have a truth curse, but I can tell you we've all been talking about you and Billy. I'm just being honest. Like,
Why and what? And tell me
Because-
now.
Billy likes you, and it was weird at the party. Like, remember that weird shit show?
I didn't make it weird at the party.
Yeah, you did not make it weird.
Thank you.
Billy made it weird. Mostly. Anyway, so we yeah, we talked about it. We know I mean, you know he likes you, right? Like, obviously.
That's not what Jupiter said.
What did she
though.
say?
Jupiter
Oh.
said another word with the same amount of letters.
Hate?
No.
Well, I know he really, really likes you. I
Jupiter
can't read his
said he's in love with me.
Oh. I don't
that
know.
true?
I mean, yeah, he probably is.
Nancy,
I don't know. I'm not him.
aren't
I
you
can't read his
supposed to
mind.
be like the
I
queen
can
of
read his
nursing home
mind.
gossip or something?
Yeah. Do you want me to read his mind?
No.
No, he'll know. Anyways, nonetheless, he has very strong feelings towards you.
Do you know that? Or are you saying that?
Both. I know he has feelings for you. Have
Okay,
you
do
seen
you-
him look in your eyeballs
Do
the way
you
he does?
know because he's told you, or do you know because you think you know everything?
I mean, I know a lot of, not everything, but he likes you.
Can you just like ask him?
Yes.
Like chill,
Okay,
very chill.
I'll try.
I know that's hard for you.
I'll ask him. But why do you want me to ask him? Like, Jupiter literally has a curse on her that where she can only tell the truth.
Well, I mean, she might think that's true. I don't know if she knows that. And she's not freaking here to answer my question. She won't answer her phone.
Does it say in her diary anywhere?
Why would I know that?
Oh shit. Yeah, I wouldn't know that. Disregard it. Rewind.
Have you been reading Jupiter's diary?
No. Have you?
Oh,
Okay. So, anyways, I'll ask Billy at some point. And
Thank
I'll be
you.
chill. I'll be like a normal human about it.
thank you. Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. Go eat your muffin. I go text my grandpa.
Yeah, thanks, Dolores. Be chill.
I'll be chill.
I feel like Billy just heard a bunch of weird, like hushed whispering coming from the hallway. Just like be chill.
Do you know or do you know?
No, that's. I'm not gonna, because I could do a thing to learn about the world around me with my powers, but that's the one that automatically marks a condition. So I'm not gonna do all that.
Yes.
So once you learn that information, we do have to know how you feel about it for
Uh-huh.
that condition. Angry.
Well, currently I am guilty and insecure.
Oh, you guys can take away one condition because of the tea this morning.
I didn't get it.
Can I go
Well,
drink?
good for
I
you.
just beat absolute ass in the one fight where I didn't want to.
That's always the way it
I'm
goes,
so mad about
bruh. All right. So, Sophia, are you telling everyone about the conversation that you're gonna have with, or is that something you want to do?
I
in
think
private?
I think I did. I think I told them that
Mhm.
that they were gonna give me a debriefing, and then
Yeah.
I would go to it and then tell them what they said.
Okay, so you're gonna go to it privately and then talk to everyone about it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, Sophia is making the assumption that at least one person is going to be standing outside the door listening. But
Well, Jupiter is MIA right now. We're not sure where she is yet. I mean, I'm sure where she is. Totally know where she is right now. But you guys.
she's sick.
She's sick. Yeah, she's got space flu.
Oh, she's an alien. You know, they can't drink the water here.
Yeah. Alcohol makes them really sick. Wait, no, that's my character. Shit. Okay. So you are told that you're going to be debriefed. You're brought into a room where you see a very tall, very pink individual. They have I will show you guys who this is. They have sort of almost insect-like mandibles coming up on their cheeks and their chin. They have these sort of cute pink, like, I don't know how you would describe these petals coming off of their cheeks with
They
tree-like.
look like dragonfly wings.
Yeah, and they have like little almost stem-like dark bits coming out of the top of their face, and this a bark-like but again pink bit coming back, and the rest of them is sort of this pink armor. You probably don't know who this person is, but as they walk in, you get this weird, like when Jupiter puts out her calming aura, you kind of get that from just seeing this creature. Again, they are 7 feet tall, they're fucking huge, but you somehow feel at ease in this room, whether it is because they just look so fucking friendly or there is something else to it. But you walk in, their mandibles move as they speak, but you hear a very flighty, almost augmented voice as you sit down, and they say, "I am Noland, and you are Sophia, is that correct?
Yeah.
Please sit,
Okay.
if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
I must tell you, because it is the polite thing to do on this planet, I am an empath. I can feel your emotions. I know that is something that makes people feel uncomfortable from time to time, but I feel if I am upfront with it, people are less angry about it.
I hate that for you.
In what way?
Emotions suck, and dealing with other people's sounds worse.
They do not affect my emotions. I can just sense others. But I can understand what you are saying, and I appreciate your concern. Thank you. She, like, you see the mandibles kind of like, she attempts to smile. It is more awkward than anything.
I'm obsessed with this character.
I was told that you were given the option of having your information given gently or bluntly. Have you made your decision?
Yeah. I don't really do gently.
She kind of smiles. Well, she kind of like gives a look that is almost knowing. Like, yes, I guessed that. Then I will give you the information that you have lost. And she kind of like turns to you, like she keeps her knees together, but like sits and looks at you pretty intently. Is it all right with you if I access your memories for these days that you have lost?
Sure, yeah.
This will not hurt. You will not feel anything.
Cool.
You see her eyes light up in this sort of white, bright brilliance, and there is a like sea foam that begins to emerge down her face as she does this, and you feel like you've eaten a little bit too much ice cream too quickly. You can feel the pressure. It's not a pain, but you feel that like there is something there. And she continues to look through you and says, "From what I can tell, your present mind was disconnected. A barrier was placed in the way, giving directions instead of your own mind. There is no damage beyond some light irritation in the pathway. You should not have any problems moving forward. Your eyes tell the story. You spent a few days on a boat, looking out at the sea. Arrived in a snow-covered port. There you sat on a truck and came to a village. There was an item that was retrieved. Some resistance was put up, but no one was killed. The item was given to a man, the same man from the lab. Scrawny, balding, but smart. His hands had the controls. He knew exactly where to go and sent you into a monastery. A wall was shattered, leading down to steps. No one tried to stop you. There was fear in their eyes. The box was in the depths, and you brought it back to the light. That is when you saw your friends. And her eyes glaze back to the milky color they were before.
Cool.
You are upset.
Sure.
Is there anything that I can do for you?
Probably not.
I have many skills. I'm quite good at baking. I'm told my creme brulee is delectable.
I've heard that's hard to make.
Hmm.
Who's the man in the lab?
I do not know his name. He did not tell you. But from what I've gathered, I will be talking to the others on the council, and they will have more information, I am sure.
That they definitely won't tell me.
At least one is on your side. I know being a younger one is difficult on this planet. But I think that you have proven, you and your friends, that you are not like the others. You are not thoughtless and frivolous. That is my recommendation.
Yeah,
to the
until we get
council.
mind controlled for a few days in Siberia.
You could have killed someone. You have the capabilities, and yet you did not, even when you are controlled. I think that shows strength beyond the physical.
I just assumed it was because he told me not to.
There is more to you than I think you know. You are not just your strength.
Thanks.
She stands. I suppose I will not see you again, but it has been nice speaking.
Yeah, you too.
I am told you are free to go back to your room if you are feeling better.
Thanks.
As you start to step out the door, she's kind of takes a step forward. And if you would like to speak, I am always available.
Are you on like Twitter or?
I work here. She kind of looks down. Many
Oh,
people
well, you
do
just told me you would never see me again, so I assumed you were going somewhere.
not. Most humans avoid contact with me.
Oh. Why?
Because when one knows the feelings of those around them, I am told it becomes uncomfortable.
So are you like the school counselor or?
Yes.
Right. So my friends told me I have a hard time processing emotions.
Yes.
Are you the person I should talk to about that?
Yes.
So do I need to like make an appointment or?
Do you see her stand up a little bit more? Yes, when would you like to see me?
I don't know.
Mm. Well, you are still recovering, but there is no school this week. Would a Friday afternoon appointment be acceptable?
Yeah, probably.
Then I will put you on the books. There will be an email sent to your address.
I should check that.
Indeed.
Okay. I'll see you Friday.
Goodbye. You see her little wings on the side of her face flurry a little bit as she kind of turns and walks back into the room.
This was probably a mistake.
All right. Billy, you are still in your hospital bed, but you are free to go if you'd like. You're healed enough that they are not worried about you keeling over in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, so he will, especially given that everyone else is left to the healing room. Would Sophia have taken all her stuff when she left? Or we're just wondering if Billy is gonna grab any of her things and bring it to her.
I think she probably had time to like. She probably had time to like go put it in her room. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
and-
she did tell them like when the meeting was though, so they know when she'd be done.
Yeah, so then probably is making his way over there to meet presumably Nancy and Sophia to learn, whatever tactical information Sophia learned from this.
Yeah, we would have known what time
Yeah.
this was happening.
Yeah.
So I would assume that we would go, Sophia would knock on her doors and let us know when she's done.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm trying to think. If I know Billy's in his room, I'm 100% going to check on him in his room.
Yeah, so I think that's good that Billy probably went back to his room before this, and so that's a good time for Nancy to come check in before we go meet Sophia to
Yeah.
hear what she learned.
So I'm like, hey, Billy, can I come hang out with you for a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
How you feeling?
Oh, I think I've still got a bruised rib or two, but I guess it's nothing too different from when we train with Sophia.
Yeah, you guys are cool, right?
I
Everything's good?
think so. I mean, it's Sophia.
Yeah, did you tell her you have a crush on her yet or what?
I what?
I mean, you have a crush on her. Have you told her or do you not want to tell her? Should I tell her? What do you need? It's okay.
Billy is clearly taking a minute to process this because he has never verbalized feelings of this nature towards Sophia. He is barely even aware that he has them. All of this has been y'all intuiting things.
As you're processing, I'm like, I can tell, and I'm like, hey, I get it. I met Jackie, who's like a furry female, and I didn't know I liked any of that. So I get it. I'm confused too, but Sophia's like amazing. Like, why wouldn't you have a crush on her?
I mean, she and I have been friends for years, and it's, I guess that's, you hear about the trope all the time of, childhood best friends and such, but I guess I just a crush that just sounds so I don't know, that makes it sound weird.
Oh, would you want to kiss her if you could?
Is like clearly starting to blush more, but
Like, I'll take that as a yes.
I just I haven't thought about any of this really. Kind of sits back on his bed. It's like, whew,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought this was extremely obvious to you, especially, not just me. So I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's just
no,
it's like, oh,
it's,
air is fun to breathe, and you have a crush on Sophia and the sunshine sometime. No big deal.
yeah, I mean, if I think about it, I guess it's, if there's been stuff that would, yeah, it's just, I've never really thought about it. And so now I'm here just thinking about every interaction I've ever had with Sophia, and kind of like collapses onto the bed and buries his face in the pillow.
Nancy just straight up starts laughing, like, all right, we don't have to talk about this anymore. I'll let you process. You're good. I didn't mean to make things weird, but I inevitably did. I grew up in an old folks home. They're all old and they just say what is on their mind. So I'm trying to get used to this.
Yeah, that's,
Still.
at least partially because a lot of them literally lack the capacity for tact and filters at that age, and some
Yeah.
just don't care.
I'm getting on the bus a lot earlier than most of them. It seems like right now, but yeah, sorry, man. I didn't mean to freak you out. I have a crush on Jackie. You want to talk about that? What else? Do you want to change the subject? Do you want a minute to yourself?
Jackie was she at the party?
Yeah, that's the person I met. Furry that I met. I don't know what to call them.
He's a person.
He is a person.
Wait, are you saying furries aren't people, LB?
I'm saying
You
they
can't say that
are.
on the internet. Krieg was so offended. Did
I
you
know.
see his face?
Even
He
Nancy,
was like,
though, like,
what the fuck?
is completely unsure because she's only like ever liked a human boy, and so for a furry being is kind of, she's confused too.
no,
But
part
cool
of
with
what
it.
I'm doing here is just I don't know that Billy and Jackie really had
I
interactions
don't
at the
think so.
party. So
We all saw them. Oh, were you on the porch with us when we saw them making out?
I don't think so, because I was in the basement most of
You
the
were
time,
still in
which
the
was
basement. That's
which
right.
was the issue.
I couldn't remember when in the timeline the making out happened versus
Oh.
Billy coming out of the basement,
So Nancy tells Billy,
which is what
Jackie,
I'm calling coming out of the
I know.
closet now.
Jackie is who I started playing beer pong with, and I bailed on you pretty quick.
Okay, so
to
then why
play.
did Sophia get mad at me for bailing if you bailed too? And wait,
Okay.
no, I'm remembering more of that conversation now.
Do you want to get into this? Like, do you
No.
understand what was upsetting
Yeah.
about that? We kind of thought you guys were there as like a date, and then you met someone, and so Sophia was like,
Yeah, and remember how I said a minute ago that like I've never thought about that with Sophia?
yeah, you should start thinking about it now, I think. It'd probably be helpful. I mean, if you don't like her, that's fine, but everything that you've done up to this point would lead any rational human that you were into them. So,
Okay, but I guess.
but now, yeah, I didn't realize you weren't mentally there yet. Not, and
No.
not, I don't mean that in a mean way.
Yeah, but okay, so if everyone knew this, I mean, I guess the question is, does she feel the same way about me?
Well, she's gonna get extremely pissed if I ever told her that I told you this, but yeah, like obviously, well, otherwise she wouldn't care. She wouldn't get mad at you if you talked to some other girl if she didn't like you too. Right?
I mean, she's Sophia. She gets mad about pretty much everything.
Not like this. I'm not gonna speak for her. I mean, it shouldn't matter if she likes you or not. Whether you if you like her, but I'm thinking she probably does. And I'm whispering now because if she's out the door, she's gonna beat the shit out of me, and I don't want to be like you guys. Okay, just you guys figure it out. If you need help processing things after this, clearly I'm not the best, but I'll try.
Yeah, I guess I'm just I'm worried about making things awkward, making her uncomfortable, making the team uncomfortable.
Ah, it's too late for that. The party, we got uncomfortable at the party. So you might as well date. Doesn't matter at this point.
I I guess, but at the same time, like that it can continue to be awkward and uncomfortable. Like that's we
Mm.
could try dating and it could be a total disaster or something that's just gonna make it impossible for us to all to work together anymore. And
If you're total assholes, maybe, but if you, I don't know, if you guys are normal, rational humans about it, I'm sure. All right, I think we're putting the cart in front of the horse. I just asked if you liked her. Let's just start with that. And if you do, and if she happens to like you too, then you can go from there.
yeah, it just I mean, it's just kind of I always think things and overthink things, except when I clearly apparently haven't thought about them enough. Like
I see that
this
now.
whole topic. Okay, and now my brain is just doing, making up for lost time, I guess.
I'm gonna let you relax. I'm gonna go back to my room. I didn't mean for all this to happen just now, but I won't say anything, okay?
Okay.
Subtext, I'm totally gonna say something, but he doesn't need to know that.
Okay, but looks at the clock. It's about time for us to go meet her. Anyway, her debriefing should be done soon.
Mm. Okay. Do you want me to go get some like caramels for my room for you? You want something sweet?
Sh- Sure.
Okay. I'll bring some till when we meet. I'll just give you a couple minutes.
Okay.
You're cool, Billy. It's cool. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Thanks. I think maybe.
And Nancy just left as he was stammering at him.
Yeah, Nancy, as you open the door, you almost run into a figure standing before you that is purple today, covered in purple tattoos. And you see they were about to knock on the door and they kind of back up. And Billy and Nancy, you see Amanda standing in the doorway with a bag in their hand. Oh, I'm so sorry. I heard that that Billy was in the infirmary and I thought I'd bring by a hi.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey,
I
Amanda.
was just leaving.
All right.
Good to see you.
Goodbye.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going? I haven't seen you in a bit. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. With all the things going on, I heard that, I mean, that something had happened to you and you were in the infirmary, so I just wanted to bring by a couple sweets that I quite enjoy, and I thought you might as well. But you seem to be doing better.
Yeah, better. And kind of hitches a bit as like the bruised rib twinges again, but I, can't stay in bed forever.
Of course, and I've heard they have great treatments here. Getting things healed quickly and all that.
Yeah. Sorry, this is kind of bad timing. I was
Of course.
actually about to head out to go to meet a friend, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know we could walk and talk for a bit, but then it's kind of going to be
No.
team stuff.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to drop these off for you. I didn't even know if you'd be here, so.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Of course.
And yeah, we'll catch up soon, but I got, like I said, some team things to
Yeah,
take care of.
just text me or whatever. I found a
Yeah.
couple new board games, by the way. But I'll talk to you
Yeah,
later.
sure. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry. Oh, bye.
She awkwardly walks down the hallway and back to the stairwell.
Oh boy. and then we'll put the stuff Amanda brought over on a shelf somewhere, and then go catch up with Nancy to go
Mhm.
meet up with Sophia.
All right. You are able to do that. Sophia, where do you want to meet them? Just in your room or?
Yeah, room's fine.
All right.
As Billy comes to get me, I'm like, Billy, what the fuck is she doing here? Sophia could see her.
What do you mean? She just came to drop off some supplies or, get well soon stuff.
We were just talking about if you had a crush on her, on Sophia, and this girl comes, and we're about to go to Sophia's room. What if Sophia would see her? She'd freak out. She'd freak out.
What, I'm just supposed to tell her to leave?
I don't know. Well, this is good. Do you figure out how your feelings? You did tell her to leave, it looks like, so that's good.
Yeah, but not in an asshole way.
Well, you don't have to be an asshole. You just have some thinking to do. But that was nice of her.
Okay. All right,
Anyways,
let's
we
let's
good?
go. Good is
So- or-
relative.
Nancy like paces a little bit up and down because she's the drama is just like whipped her up quite a little bit.
Okay, where are we meeting Sophia?
We're going to her room.
Okay.
Everything's cool. We're gonna find out what she got debriefed on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Debriefing. Mhm.
And I knock on the door.
Open.
Oh, hey, Sophia. How is your debrief? Nancy's like being kind of awkward right now and trying not to be. I don't know. It's very subtle, but
Okay.
I was just-
Fine.
just worried about your debrief. Something weird happened. What's up?
Something weird happened.
No, if something weird happened with your debrief.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that? And why are you sweaty?
Yeah, Billy has just been like glancing at Sophia and then away and then at her and away and just like looking at things in the room that it's just like, yes, this is a very interesting spot on the wall. Or
Did I
like
is
that.
my like shirt open or something? What's going on with you guys?
No, I was running up and down the hallway. I just
Why?
have energy. I got to burn some energy off. That's all. Enough about me. How was your debrief?
Fine, I guess. Just give him like a basic rundown of what she said. So I didn't kill anybody.
That's good.
That's good. And it sounds like even if they couldn't get this guy's name from you, maybe it'll match the description of a known villain or something, someone that the heroes will know.
Oh, I forgot my caramels and my butterscotch. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be
okay.
right back. Right back.
Okay.
Nancy stopped by my room earlier to check in and said she was gonna get me some caramels.
Are you okay? Is your blood sugar low?
They didn't tell me to keep an eye on that, but I guess
You just look pale.
yeah. Thoughts go zoom too fast.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Maybe later.
Okay. That's fine. You know you can talk to me, right?
Yeah, I do. And was not expecting to be on the receiving end of what I said to you earlier today so soon, but or even at all. Sorry, like got a lot to think about all of a sudden.
Okay. Do you want some water?
That would probably be good, yeah.
Okay.
I bust back in real quick. Oh, here's some snacks, you guys. I have a really bad headache. I need to go lay down. I'm sorry. I'll be back later. I gotta go.
Okay.
And I whip out the room again.
Just like hands Billy a water bottle.
Thanks. She's being weird, right?
Oh, extremely.
Okay. Well, I guess I kind of know where her priorities are right now. Okay. I guess the reason I said we should talk later is because I was worried about her busting back in and interrupting, but she is clearly leaving us alone.
There's always sort of a small chance that Nancy is just going to bust in the middle of a conversation. So
Yeah.
kind of her thing.
I mean, should we close the door and lock it so she doesn't do that, or?
Feel like she'd find a way, but sure.
I think as Sophia goes to do that, Billy also suddenly realizes the implications of, oh shit, just suggested we close the door, which Alex, once upon a time, had something similar happen and was completely oblivious. So that's my headspace for Billy for a lot of this.
Excellent.
Anyway, okay. And Billy has started to like pace and take sips from the water bottle.
Are you okay?
Like I said, I've suddenly gotten a lot to think about.
Is this about the debrief? Because I didn't really feel like a lot of it was super
No,
stressful information.
not the debrief. A lot of things that have been said today have suddenly made more sense.
Billy, we don't have to talk about this right now if you don't want to.
I mean, I don't, but I also, it's only going to get worse if we don't talk about this, I think.
Okay.
What
So
is
you
the
have to tell
furniture
me what
like
this
Sophia's
is.
room?
She has like not a lot. Because she has essentially her bed is like shoved up into one corner because she's got all of her like sewing stuff. So she's probably got a couple of those like poofs that you can
Okay.
sit on. But other than that, she's got like there's like probably a chair or a
bean.
stool or something at her sewing machine. But yeah, like a bean.
Yeah. Billy is going to find the poof like furthest from Sophia right now and take a seat.
She's just kind of sitting cross-legged on the bed, like
So Nancy stopped by my room while you were in the debrief. And pointed some things out, asked some questions.
as she is wont to do.
Yes. But I think it relates probably to what you asked me before about us talking about you.
Oh. I'm gonna have to kill her now.
You probably shouldn't.
What'd she say? I knew I should have waited until Jupiter answered her phone. What did she say?
You asked if I had a crush on you.
Is that all she asked?
I mean, there was, I guess, more to it than that. It was just kind of, I mean, pointing out some of the ways that I've been acting that I hadn't been thinking about.
Oh, but when she asked you, she used the word crush, not like any other.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah. And it's I mean, you know me, I tend to overthink some things.
Most things.
Most things, yeah. And this was a thing I hadn't really thought about before, certainly not consciously. And now it's, you know, for the past 15 minutes, my brain has been going nonstop thinking about this. You know, it's playing catch up for all the overthinking it hasn't had a chance to do before. And I'm sorry, give me a second. And we'll very clearly do like the calming breathing exercise. Because you actually started to notice like there was starting to be like a subtle glow to Billy, and like some of small objects nearby were probably starting to float up as his magic was starting to get a little out of control. Right. Okay. So, feelings for about
They exist for
you.
sure.
Yeah. I'm First of all, I'm sorry that this is gonna be an awkward conversation. Haven't really had this kind of talk before, and
Oh,
I think now that I'm just gonna do a whole lot of stream of consciousness here.
if
Um,
you don't, I mean, have to explain yourself to me if you don't want to. I get it.
no, it's now that this idea has been put out there, I mean, it's something that we should address, not just have to, but it deserves addressing. You deserve for us to have this conversation.
Sure. Okay.
So I get, like I said a little bit, but I haven't really thought about this before, about us before. That's I don't think it's not your fault by any means. I'm just I can be oblivious about this stuff, as evidenced by everyone's reactions at the house party. And
Right.
I mean, I've just you've pretty much always been my friend, my friend Sophia. And I guess looking back on things, I've my friendship with you is different than my friendship with Nancy or Jupiter, or the Alex can't remember the moth girl's name in our class, and lists some
Tara.
other
Fuck you, Tara.
NPCs. Yeah. And I guess the main thing I want to air out about this is I worry that however this goes, it's going to affect I mean, the team dynamic, how we're all going to work together, and how it's I mean, really it's what is our relationship going to be, assuming
Okay,
the
I'm
worst.
just gonna stop you right there.
Mhm.
I know what rejection sounds like, so
I see, and that's I if I wasn't even aware if I was rejecting you. I'm just still processing this in real time.
okay.
Um,
So I'm just gonna make you aware that you're processing this in real time by telling me in advance that you're sorry it's awkward, that you've always thought of me as a friend, you're afraid how this is going to affect the team, and I mean, none of those things really sound positive, Billy.
right, but that is also, explaining where I've been coming from. And like I said, I've just had this realization 20 minutes ago, but it was also almost like the switch was flipped or something, and now it's, I did briefly ran through pretty much our whole history together in my mind and realized a lot of things. And so I guess I just want to clarify that this is not meant to be a rejection. This is meant to be an I don't know what this is yet. But I also realize that's incredibly unfair to you to not have an answer one way or the other. And so I, I want to give you an answer, but I don't know what it is yet. And I guess I'm also worried that I may go through all this and it'll be that, it's totally one-sided, and that there's, no way that it would be reciprocated. And but I guess I briefly mentioned that, and Nancy pointed out how upset you got at the idea of me, what I did at the house party again. But I also don't want to assume or put words in your mouth.
I clearly thought the party was something that it wasn't. And that's on me. That's fine. I thought we were on the same page. And we weren't. So yeah, I guess you think about it. Clearly, you have options.
I mean, Sophia, before we weren't even reading the same book, so there was no way we could have been on the same page. But now at least we're in the same book. I think. I hope. But and Billy has been like shrinking more and more into the beanbag throughout this conversation, and Sophia's half of the conversation. At the end of the day, I don't want you to be uncomfortable, and so if that means I need to, pretend this conversation never happened, and that's what we can do. I know you've got a lot going on right now, and this seems like a lot to dump on you all of a sudden.
Just not really how I thought this conversation would go.
If you don't mind sharing, how did you imagine it going?
I didn't want to kick you out of my room at the end of it.
Right.
That's fine. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. And I don't know. Maybe we'll get on the same page, and maybe we won't. Either way, we're friends and we're a team, and we can deal with that. But I'm going to tell you one thing, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get upset if I don't wait around.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have a class at the gym,
Right. Yeah.
so I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Leaves.
I mean, Billy would leave first, but
Would I be able to hear a door closing from my room?
You hear a door open and close, shuffling past your room, and then the door opening and closing again. And I don't know if you hear Sophia walking away.
You can probably tell it's Sophia. She clomps.
Yeah. And the door closes probably a little bit harder.
Doesn't slam it.
A little
Meant what
harder.
she said.
A little harder.
But
You're just
it's
strong.
a regular person door for a very strong person.
I think Nancy was like about to open the door and then heard the other door open and was like, oh, I better wait just in case. So Nancy doesn't do anything. But she's dying to know, but doesn't do anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going straight to Nancy's room.
But on that note, I think we should take our break before we get into any more emotional turmoil. Boy, did I think I needed to prep for tonight. I sure didn't need to, but I did.
I'm back, baby.
All right,
I'll
we're
make
gonna-
all of you feel your emotions.
All right, we're gonna take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. Please go get a drink, refresh yourselves, get a beverage if you need
Bring
one.
me a drink too, please.
Girl, yes. It's gonna be a time. We have a lot of emotions to work through, and we all have downtime. So, yeah, we're gonna be back in 5 to 10. Don't go no place. We'll be right back. Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Nope, that was the intro. Hi, welcome back from the break. I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing. I'm just distracted by all of the feelings that I have about the scene that we just did and the feelings that I have about the scene that we're about to do. So we're going to jump right back in it. Sophia is heading to Nancy's room. There is a knock on your door, Nancy. Or do you just bust in?
Oh no, she knocks.
Okay.
I think you know it's Sophia though.
Yeah, I fling the door open and Nancy's like, do you have a boyfriend now?
No.
Taking things slow. That's okay. I get that.
Sophia just walks into the room.
Come in. Do you want some candy?
No.
Okay. So how'd it go? What happened?
Drops gym bag that she's grabbed on the floor. What did you say to him?
I just asked him if he had a crush on you, gently, kind of like you said. And he was
Cool.
like,
And what did he say?
he was like, what? And in true Billy fashion, he was like, oh, I don't know. Like, he doesn't know. He knows. So I think you're just playing coy. Did he tell you he loved you? Like, what happened?
He told me
Mm-hmm.
that everyone thinks he has a crush on me.
Which
And that. No, go ahead.
nope. I'm sensing a tone shift.
Did it shift?
Maybe in my brain it shifted. So you just tell me what happened.
Well, he told me everyone thought he had a crush on me. And that we had been friends for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that he'd never thought about it. And that now he was having to go back through and think about every interaction he'd ever had with me. This is all in the middle of sort of like Billy was about halfway to a panic attack. Seen him in those too. And that he was gonna have to think about it, but he was sorry it was so awkward, and he didn't want to, if possible, have it, change our relationship because we're friends and we're teammates.
He said he didn't want to change your relationship. Did he fucking say that?
He said he was gonna think about how he felt about me.
God damn it, Billy. Okay, so that's okay.
Is it?
I mean, he's just processing. In like 30 days, maybe he'll come to it. He does. He just has to think about it. He has to weigh the pros and cons. But I told him you don't need to.
I'm sorry. Do you want to like enlighten me about what the pros and cons of dating me would be?
I mean, I think it's all pros, but Billy has to make a list probably. He's like, oh, he immediately went from, well, what happens if it doesn't work out? Like, yeah, we're not.
Oh,
there
yeah.
yet.
No, trust me. He basically said that to my face.
Fucking Billy. I don't know.
No, honestly, not fucking Billy, fucking Nancy, and fucking Jupiter, and fucking all of you.
What? We want to know if he had a crush on you, and I asked him.
No, what you did was tell me that he had a crush on me.
He does.
You told me he had a crush on me. You told me he had feelings for me. Jupiter looked me in my fucking face and said, Billy's in love with you.
Well, he is. He just doesn't know it yet.
That's not how this works, Nancy.
It is how it works.
No,
have you ever seen
it's
a
not.
teen movie before?
Yeah, and this
All
isn't a
work the
movie,
same.
Nancy. It's fucking real life.
He'll get
It's-
there.
No, it's real life, and it's real people's feelings that you and Jupiter and everybody seem to be just fine with playing around with.
I'm sorry.
Have any of you ever experienced any consequences for your actions before?
Right now, this went a little sideways. This is not how I thought this would go. I don't know what to say. It wasn't meant to like hurt your feelings. Like, we want to know if he had a crush on you. So I asked him. Like, he's been flirting with you and clearly seems to be really into you. He's just too
No.
afraid to admit it to himself.
He hasn't. That's the thing. Nancy, he told me to my face he's never thought of me that way before.
I just don't believe it. I don't buy it.
Well, I do.
Fuck. Oh, what do we do now? Like, what do I need to do to fix this?
Nothing.
He
There's
likes you. He's got to think about it. Why did he even say anything if he wasn't sure? We could all pretend we didn't know. That's not the point. I know.
Because that's not how Billy works.
I know it's not how he works. And you know how he works too. Just give him some time. Don't think it's all done or all there yet. Just give him some time.
Do you know what that feels like?
Yeah, I get rejected all the time.
Do you know what it's like to have somebody look you in the face after basically an entire lifetime and say, oh, we weren't even in the same book before, but now maybe we can get on the same page?
I mean, that's not a negative, right?
It's not a positive.
I mean, it's not that black and white though. I get you're upset and you have every right to be. I don't want you to think that, yeah, you have every right to be upset. I think we need to just give Billy some time. Do we all pretend this never happened? He knows we've all talked about it now. So do you. Oh, this is fucked up. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I'm sorry. It's not like meant to be playing with your feelings. You know that's not our intention, right?
Honestly, Nancy, no, I don't.
It's not our intention.
I'm not your freaking reality TV show, okay?
We know, I know. I never think that. I just thought Billy needed to be pushed in the right direction, and he clearly did. I just didn't realize he would talk to you about it the instant it popped into his brain.
He talks to me about everything. What did you expect?
I can see why that's my bad. But we wanted to ask if he had a crush on you, remember?
Do any of you listen?
No. I mean, I try to, but I'm not really good at it all the time. I get,
Yeah, it's why you and Jupiter are such good friends.
I know, we get distracted about things. Just give him time and cool off.
Why should I, though?
I don't know. I realize right now I'm running out of answers at the moment. I just want you to know that I'm sorry it happened this way. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sure Billy didn't mean to upset you. None of us did.
Still did.
I know. I get it. I totally understand. And I feel really horrible right now. And I really wish Jupiter was here. Not that it's her fault, but I wish she was here. So she
It's a
usually
little bit her fault.
she's it okay. She has better words to say than I do.
Oh, does she? Because her words were to come to me and say, Billy's in love with you.
Well, she thinks that because we all kind of think that. It's just I don't know. He has to process.
And what if he's not? Nancy, am I just supposed to sit around and wait?
No. Yeah, it's supposed
That's
to
what
sit
you're
around and wait.
encouraging me to do right now.
Well, just not like for. I'm not saying for 3 years wait for him, but give him 20 minutes or a couple days to think about stuff. Let's not make any rash decisions.
When
Or
have I
do.
ever made a rash decision?
I mean, sometimes you get a little punchy, and I'm worried you're going to get punchy right now, kind of. And but no, normally you're very level-headed and very nice. And you make cool costumes,
And one of those things was true. I'm sorry I yelled at you.
don't be sorry. I'm an asshole. I didn't think. Period. There's not really much I need to add to that sentence. I just get so excited.
I know.
And I'll get excited again. And you'll get excited again.
Just changes things a little bit.
It doesn't need to. Do you want me to be mean to him?
No,
Okay.
I'm mean enough to him.
I mean, I kind of want to be mean to him right
No,
now.
Don't. I can be
I
mean to
won't.
him and that's
I
fine, but
won't.
it's different.
I'll be nice to him. I like Billy. Okay.
He's doing his best.
Yeah, I don't mean to throw everybody under the bus. I was just really afraid you were gonna punch my face. for-
Literally your superpower, Nancy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, my bad. Ugh. So I'm uncomfortable. Do you want to watch TV or something, or play a game? I've got Golden Girls. Let's see how Blanche and Dorothy deal with this. I'm putting it on.
I can watch one episode of Golden Girls and then I'm going to the gym.
Okay. I'm putting it on right now. And then, like, I pull out crackers and stuff and make you a little plate and, like,
Cheese
gingerly
whiz.
put it down near you.
Mega mountain of cheese.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's not bad. It's cheese whiz.
Sophia will eat basically anything. So.
She needs the carbs, let's be honest. She needs the calories. But yeah, so you guys have your quiet time together watching Rose and Blanche and the other Golden Girls do the things that they do. I've seen the show, and
Yeah,
after that,
actually.
what?
Sophia's actually the fourth one.
Ah,
Funny enough.
is she the old one?
Uh-huh.
All right, perfect. You guys finish your episode. Sophia, you go to the gym. Do you want to have a conversation with everyone about what you guys talked about? What's your next step, Sophia?
Oh, I know. I did sort of give them a rundown of like what happened, and then Nancy bailed. So
Okay, perfect.
I just don't want to
That's fine. That's
repeat
fine.
everything you told me.
That's fine. So perfect, you guys. You have finish off the rest of your day. Is there? You guys have some downtime. I know that we had. Let's kind of just go over a little bit what you guys wanted to do because you have about a week. Today is Wednesday, as I said and know because I take notes on my own stuff. Yeah, today's Wednesday, August 19th. But you have until next week, Monday, to do with what you like. Does anyone have any plans specific that they want to do in that time? I see yeses across the faces of my players, but no one's speaking up. Don't make me call on you.
I'm
Billy's
staring at some
unmuted.
of my fellow players.
I have an idea for something to happen, but I'm curious if, gosh, because this is both going to make things so much worse and possibly fix things. I'm curious to see if other
Do
people
it.
have stuff in mind first.
Alex, do it.
So Billy is going to text Amanda and ask if she wants to meet up.
Yeah, she's free. Did you have a time and place?
Probably meeting for coffee.
Sure.
At, I don't know if there's a cafe on campus.
Boy,
and
there was.
Probably actually would suggest one off campus
Oh, yeah.
specifically to
Rough Drafts.
okay.
The bookstore / coffee place / bar at night.
Okay.
Yes. So in this, I will say in the meantime, you guys do get a text from Jupiter. She lets you know that her brother has contacted her about going on. They wanted to go see Prague. So she went with them, making sure that everyone's okay, and more so in like, you guys recovered, cool. I'm gonna go to Prague. I'll be back.
So Jupiter can go to
Sunday.
Prague for a few days without us, and it's fine. But I go to Serbia for a couple of days, and everybody freaks the fuck out. Okay.
Mind control was involved. It's fine. So
Sophia does say this to herself
Yes.
under her breath to make herself feel better. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "Hey, look, it's just
I've been furiously.
I've never wanted to go to
texting
Prague.
Jupiter. I've been like, Jupiter, what the fuck? This all went horribly wrong. It went completely the opposite way. And I give her like as
No
much
rundown.
lowdown as I possibly can.
Perfect. And you can message Rachel what you do, but that's just for what's happening right now. So yeah, Billy, you are meeting up with Amanda at Rough Drafts. She is already there when you've arrived. She asks you if she should bring a game.
Boy. Hmm. Alex doesn't know, so Billy sure as hell doesn't
I have never
know.
wanted to hear the answer to a question more in my life.
I think Billy's gonna say no.
Okay. She says cool, and she will be there as you arrive. She's perusing some of the books, and I think she will sort of turn around. Oh, hello. Did you want to grab coffee together? I didn't know if you wanted to order.
Yeah, we should probably get something to drink. Very least it'll be good to, have something to do with my hands.
Of course.
We order coffee, we
Mhm.
sit down. So,
I'm glad you're feeling better.
yes. Yeah, physically for sure.
Is something the matter?
No, but also very much yes. Went poorly for me the other day, but I'm still feels like I should preface things by starting to say I'm sorry for the conversation we may be about to have.
Well, that doesn't bring high spirits at all. Is everything all right? Are you dying?
No.
Oh,
Not
God.
not yet. I don't think she's gonna kill me.
What?
Right. So, um, I had an emotionally charged conversation with a friend yesterday,
Right?
and even though it felt like I was doing, I mean, I knew I wasn't doing everything right. I was doing the best I could, and it still seemed like I was making all the wrong choices, saying all the wrong things, and so I'm worried about repeating that here.
Well, um, I guess in a situation such as this, being as, I, I assume an emotional one, probably to be as direct and short as possible at first, so you don't leave your friend wondering, and then elaborate.
Yeah, okay. So yesterday, one of my teammates pointed out to me that I probably had feelings for another teammate.
Okay.
And this came as a revelation to me because I hadn't ever considered said teammate in that light before, but all of a sudden I was.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
And I tried to explain that to this friend, this teammate, and she did not take it too well, understandably. But it, I've been
Wait.
thinking.
I'm sorry. You were talking to a teammate about having feelings for them, and they did not take it well.
Because I kind of, because of the way I explained it, I tried to be honest with them, and that didn't seem to go over super well.
I see. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. So you have feelings for your teammate.
I think so. And that's part of it is I don't know.
All right.
Um, and I, you know, I recognize that this is probably an unfair conversation to ask you to have with me to help me sort this out, given that um, said teammate was not pleased with us spending time together at that party.
Okay. So you might have feelings for a teammate who does have feelings for you.
I'm not sure on that part. This was the
Which
thing where our teammates told each of us that we had feelings for each other. But then
right.
when the two of us were alone in a room and discussing it, didn't seem necessarily to be the case.
Okay.
But
Well,
also maybe it is.
right. Okay. So you need to sort out your feelings, and
Mhm.
you and your teammate also needs to sort out their feelings. Um. So I guess my question would are you telling me this because you also have feelings for me, or are you telling me this because you don't have feelings for me? Just, I would assume that it would be one of the other.
Yeah, no. I think it is because I do have some feelings for you. Yes.
Right, so you just need to take time and figure it out.
I think so.
All right. Um, how do you feel it is best to do that? I
Uh,
have to be honest, I don't want to be in a competition.
Right. And yeah, that's absolutely fair. Um, I just yeah, see, I'm trying not to just stream of consciousness word vomit like I did yesterday because that
Hmm.
clearly went over so well.
Uh, right. Is it something you want to think about and come back to me about?
m- maybe. Um,
Or is it something you want rather work through with me?
I mean, I would like to work through it with you, but that feels like I'm putting too much of a burden on you.
Uh, well, I suppose, yes, that would make sense. Is there someone else you can speak to about all this?
I mean, I can't really talk with anyone on my team right now because that's just gonna make things more of a mess.
Right. I guess team relationships can be tricky in that sense.
You know,
Um, well, I suppose if you would like to, at least with any feelings between you and I, we could discuss those freely as opposed to your whether you have feelings or not with your teammate. Is it Jupiter?
no,
Oh.
no, I guess probably should just say who's who in this. So Sophia is the one I had the conversation with.
Oh. Oh, I see.
Yes.
I don't mean to be rude, but I see why you're so timid about it.
Yes, but so like I said, I hadn't ever really considered her in that way before until apparently everyone else on my team saw it clear as day.
Right.
And they told me that yesterday, which scrambled my brains, but also made a lot of things make a lot more sense all of a sudden.
Right. All right. Well, she kind of like puts her hand on your hand on the table just for a moment. Billy, I do like you. I find our conversations entertaining, and your intelligence and studiousness are something that I aspire to be. But I also know that in our line of work and being in high school, things aren't always as easy as that. So, I would like to know, but I also don't want to pressure you either way. And if it becomes the case that you are more interested in your friend that you've known for many years than someone that you have just met, I can understand that. I won't be hurt by that. But I do understand that you need time, and if there's anything, I would hate to sway the vote, as it said, but if you want to still hang out and speak and play games, I would much enjoy that.
Thank you, Amanda. That is more or less what I needed to hear.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't answer things entirely, but that was very reassuring. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I've been rejected before, so it's happens. We're in high school after all.
I was kind of working under the assumption that you're this mature about it because you're British.
What?
Is that not why? Clearly everyone on my team is a mess about this, but you are just so coherent and thoughtful about this kind of thing.
No, my parents died very young and I had to raise our 5 siblings, so I had to mature very quickly.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. It was a long time ago, and the superhero life.
Right. Were they heroes?
Yes. Actually, I don't tell many people this, but my father was the Golden Duke.
He was?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm sure your parents would be so proud of you.
Thank you. Anyways, sorry, tragic backstory. But would you like to finish our coffees, or would you rather go?
No. Finish the coffee.
I have read a very interesting book recently.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
And she will. She will. Sorry, I'm so sorry. She will tell you all about the newest book that she has read. And you guys enjoy your coffees together. Mecca's telling me I'm doing a better English accent than you do. Shut up, Mecca. You know that's not true. You know?
He's only saying that because he mostly hangs out on GGK, where all we ever say is "in it."
In it. All right. Now that that awkwardness is out of the way, what is everyone else getting up to? I know that Billy, you wanted to go visit with your family over the weekend. Is that something you want to still do? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear about what Sophia and Nancy want to do in this time.
I have a question that's going to determine what I do. And obviously it's drama related. Sorry, I'm laughing at bruv. How many days has it been since the Sophia Billy conversation, and has he contacted her in that time?
I think probably later in the day after the conversation with Amanda, Billy would text Sophia of something of like, I'd like to talk when we can, but I also know I'm trying to think, because this is one of those things where it would have been like, type out the text message, delete it all, type it out, delete it all. I've done some thinking. I don't know if I have a full answer yet, but I'd still like to talk.
I think Sophia just texts back, should we wait till you have a full answer, or do you think this is going to help?
I know you would prefer a full answer, so we can wait until then if you want.
That's not what I asked, Billy.
Can we revisit this after the weekend? And like, would suggest a time on like the Sunday before classes start again.
Sure. That influences what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Sophia will remember this.
What is Nancy getting up to? Nancy's peripherally in this drama.
Yeah, Nancy, you
What
go
are you doing?
first.
Nancy's like, you know what? Grandpa had a date. Maybe I should spend a couple days in my lair, which is the shed behind the old folks' home, and hanging out with Grandpa and just kind of getting away from everything and relaxing, letting everybody's feelings settle, I'll say.
Okay. I think that while you're doing this, while you're settling in your shed, the door kind of busts open a little bit roughly as Grandpa like comes in butt first, wheeling a chart, a whiteboard, and Nancy, I'm so glad you're here.
I don't know what this is, but I'm in. What do we got?
He pushes it against the wall, goes over, closes the door, looks at the chart, looks at you. Hi, sweetheart. And he comes over and hugs you. Okay, so, and you look at the board, and it is typical red string. There are pictures, there are articles, there are, like, literal strings drawn, like, words written above things. Mage, question mark?
Oh.
And then like accomplice question mark, like under different things. And he kind of just puts his hands on it. He's like, I think I'm getting somewhere.
All
Okay.
right.
So, I don't mean to be a conspiracy nut. You
No.
know that I am all about the facts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Ed McMahon is part of the band of bad guys. Makes sense, right? He is a bad guy. Why wouldn't he join the bad guys, right?
I'm not quite following. I'm not
Okay.
saying I think you're wrong, but
So every time he does a big charitable event, okay? 2 to 3 days after a big hit from the band of bad guys, he's drawing attention away from them, right? He's covering up their activity. He's pulling
Okay.
the focus away from what they're doing. So he must be involved, because why else would he do that? Why? He's not a charitable man, right? Like, he's not going to be doing this just out
No,
of the
he's
kindness of his
fucking
heart.
worst.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he must be involved somehow. I don't know how high up it goes.
He probably is a mage.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking,
Like,
how can he get all of this money? You know, right? Like, he doesn't do anything. He just does charity. He just gives money and then takes it away and curses families.
Holy shit, Grandpa. I'm sorry I said, no, I don't even
No.
care. Holy shit. I think you're right.
It is a holy shit situation, my dear. This
He
is
did curse.
he did curse us.
Uh,
What he and what if what you told me about what your friend said is true, you are cursed. Right?
Yeah.
Magically cursed. Therefore, mage. Sorcerer. I'm not sure about the differences between a mage and a sorcerer, but
Anyway. Holy shit, Grandpa.
I think-
Holy shit.
I think I'm blowing this thing wide open. I could not do it without your help. And he kind of comes over and like puts his hands on the side of your face and he says,
Like-
I'm gonna get you so much ice cream when this is over.
Yes.
Ooh, it's Taco Tuesday. No, it's not Tuesday. Sorry. It's Taco Thursday.
Ice cream after?
Ice cream after. I still have some holes I need to fill. But I think that we're getting on. I think that we are on the right path here.
This is insane. Can I
Is it-
tell my friends?
Of course. Tell everyone.
Team?
Tell the world. If they're not ready to hear it, they will be when he breaks down the Oval Office and tries to take over.
I don't want to tell everybody yet until
Okay.
we have some concrete proof, or
Mhm.
it'll just be some sort of weird conspiracy that some people came up with. I want proof.
Okay.
We need
Right. We have to keep it so that people can like process it. It has to be familiar yet scary.
Yeah. How do we find out if he's with the band of bad guys, though?
Well,
I need to get near him.
you do. You okay. I don't want to put you in danger, sweetheart. But you're the
That's what I
strongest of
do.
us. I know. I don't. I
That's
just
one of my
as your
life right now.
as your grandfather, it hurts me to do this, but maybe you can insert yourself in the investigation. Maybe you and your friends can find a way in to get the information that we need out.
I think if I can get around Ed McMahon somehow, I can read his brain and make him tell me.
But how do we know where he's going to be? He's always changing his schedule. I can talk to my contact. And maybe
Yeah,
we
we
figure
can
this
talk.
out.
Well, no, Bill will tell us. Bill Fish, he'll tell us.
Us, but he doesn't always tell. Ed never tells him exactly where he's going to be at all. No one knows until he's there. Okay? Like a mage.
Like a mage.
Like a mage.
Well, it sounds like my friends and our team is dealing with the band of bad guys here and there.
Right. So
I'm
maybe you
not-
can get some information and see if he's there.
Yeah, any opportunity I get, I need to add that. I'll tell my team. They'll help me. They're good at that.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a good Brussels sprout.
Thanks, G-Pod. I appreciate it.
All right, let's go get some
Hey,
tacos.
you didn't
What?
tell me about your date.
Oh my God. I
You
got
guys-
the second
you
base.
make out that broad?
I got the second
You
base.
did?
What can I say?
Good for you, Grandpa.
I mean, I don't know. She's a widow, so you know how that goes. But she's got some nice knockers.
Good.
But I'm
Proud of
hungry.
you.
And I
Okay.
need some tacos, and I need to take my pills, and I have to eat with my pills.
That was a lot to think about. We need tacos.
Okay.
Nancy in her monologue is like, why the fuck is there so much happening to me right now? I came here to relax, and now this is happening. But she's pumped overall.
Hell yeah! You go and get your tacos. You talk to your friends at the old folks' home. Boy, did Grandpa take me over there for a second. I don't know what happened. I kind of blacked out.
It's the Jersey voice.
It
will consume your soul.
Yeah.
I'm fighting it off at every second I'm awake at this point.
Abaddon is literally, I'll have to take a picture. She is staring at me with like eyes that are so angry because I'm just yelling. And you hate it when I yell. I'm sorry. What is Sophia getting up to?
In a fit of bad decisions. Sophia texts Tony.
Okay. What do you text Tony?
So she did this once before, sort of apologizing for
Mhm.
how the party went, and he was very nice about it.
Mhm.
Just say, so we talked about hanging out, and I realize it's been a couple of weeks, but if you're available, I am.
You get like ... You get the pop-up that he is typing, and then it goes away a few times, and then you get a message that just says, I thought you were kidnapped. I'm so glad to hear you're okay. You want to hang out with me?
Well, yeah, we were gonna hang out and then never did, so
Yeah. Like there's a couple yeahs. Like a little too
cool, chill, yeah.
Yeah. No, what did you want, did you want to study?
I was kind of putting it off since classes were canceled this week.
Okay. I was gonna go paint tomorrow. There's a flower bed over on the south side of campus. If you don't want to do that, we could go to, like, he sends that, and then immediately after sends, if you don't want to do that, we could go get dinner? Question mark. But if you don't want to do that, we could do coffee. I hear the coffee at the place in town is pretty good.
I already feel bad. How about deletes it. Painting's cool. I'll bring coffee.
Sweet! All in caps. I'll see you
tomorrow.
at 2.
Sounds great.
I'll pick you up from your room.
Sounds great.
Cool. There is no cool, but that he says that to himself. Cool.
Good for him.
And he is going to get all of his paint things ready. You get a knock on your door at 2:01? 2:02.
Oh, fashionably late, are
Yeah.
we?
Yes, he is.
Hey.
Yeah, you answered the door, and Tony's standing there. He's got a nice shirt on, but it is it's got paint on it. It's got you could tell at one point this boy probably doesn't own a piece of clothing that doesn't have paint on it. But he did try. It
I
looks
can
like
respect that.
Yeah, he tried. And
Listen, we're both dedicated to the craft.
exactly.
Crafts.
He has a couple. He has an easel under his arm and a box and a couple of canvases. And hey, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Cool. This way. And he kind of starts walking. I'm glad you're okay. I heard about what happened to. Well, I mean, I didn't. I just heard that you had been gone for a while.
Well, you did say kidnapped.
Yeah, I did hear that you were kidnapped. I just didn't. Well, if that was
I kind of feel
traumatizing.
bad about that. I just sort of assumed everybody knew I was back, and then I realized maybe I should have prefaced the conversation. So
No, it's okay. No, I know I'm not part of your team, and I'm sure that you guys have had a lot of conversations about all that, and you know, coming back, it's hard to know. But I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks.
So this place I picked out, and he kind of like leads you out of the building, and you guys start walking to the southern side of the campus. Have you ever been to the garden?
I don't think so, actually. I do a lot of running between class, which I'm usually late to, and the gym and my room. So
Yeah. Well, if you get the chance, I mean, I know you do a lot of running too. I would really recommend the gardens. They are gorgeous. I mean, you'll see when we get there. But Saberleaf keeps them pretty well tended. And a lot of the other students and teachers have like their own little plots if they want, you know.
that's really cool. Yeah, I think Sophia like pats the bag that she has with her, which she has definitely put the like iPad and everything that Jupiter got her in. Yeah, I was actually hoping for some color inspo. So do you always paint like landscapes or?
No, with my abilities, I try to branch out into as much as possible. Usually I do character studies is not the right word. What's it when you draw objects? LB
Life
doesn't know
study?
this. Life study. He says
Still
the right
life.
thing. Still life. Still life.
There you go.
Yeah, I do a lot of still life so I can, you know, use them for my abilities.
That's cool.
Yeah. Do you do art stuff? I brought a canvas for you if you wanted it.
Oh, I mean, I don't really paint a lot. I mean, I don't really do. I don't know if it's really art. More like design, I guess.
Designs of like what? Like interior or
Oh, well, clothes mostly, I guess. I made my costume and
really?
yeah.
That is something I've always wanted to do. I mean, I mean, I can draw my costume and make it come to life, but that's not really a talent. That's just a power. So that's really cool that you can do that. I mean, that probably takes a lot of practice and skill.
Yeah, it's taken me a long time to be decent at it, but yeah, I made mine, and I made Nancy's new costume, and then some of my wrestling stuff and everything. So
That's awesome.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I bet spandex is super hard to work with.
Actually, yeah, it sucks ass.
This, I mean, stretching, right?
Yeah, it's the worst.
You guys kind of come around a corner and you see before you this just intense, like it's blocked by most of the buildings for the most part, but there are just probably like a an acre by an acre of just flowers and plants that have been very well tended. It's very there's lots of different colors, there's lots of different size plants, but it does seem to flow in some sort of like organization. There is a structure to, there's flowers, and then there are the blooming plants, the blooming trees, there's their fruiting trees, and then later on there are wheat, those sort of things. So it's kind of like, how have I never seen this before? Like, holy shit, I didn't even know this is here. And yeah, this is it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I think so. And, like I said, if you wanted to go like for a run around here, there's the whole perimeter, which is like, I mean, it's got to be pretty far for people who run. I guess I don't run, so I don't, lifting an easel is pretty much all the workout I do for the day.
I mean, if you ever like wanted to go to the gym,
Ah,
kind of an expert. So
yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No pressure.
Okay. I just, I don't know if I could, my lungs could handle working out. I mean, I've never really done it, so.
No, it's like any other skill.
Yeah. I guess you just have to practice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have a place that is catching your eye?
Sophia looks around. Anything that's like yellow, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some sunflowers and there's some daisies or like that sort of thing. There's bushes with yellow flowers in them.
I actually like sunflowers a lot.
Perfect. Proper Van Gogh. He kind of like hops over and you can see he's a little excited, like setting up the easel, and he puts a canvas on it and Lord looks at the painting, looks at the pencils, and he's like, here, and he hands you like a charcoal pencil. And then he kind of takes another canvas and sits on the ground cross-legged and places his canvas in his lap. Do you want me to like walk you through it, or I just kind of want to see what you do.
I mean, I've never used charcoal before, but
Oh, did you want a different medium? I have pencils or acrylics. I didn't bring any watercolors, unfortunately. I didn't have room in my pack.
pencils is good.
Okay. He pulls out a box that has different like millimeters of pencils, the different thicknesses and stuff. Kind of hands them up to you.
A little closer to what I'm used to.
Cool.
Actually, literally just started doing digital.
Ah,
So
I've never done that. It does not work with my power, unfortunately, so it kind of makes things a little bit more difficult. Okay.
yeah, okay.
And then he sits there in silence for like 20 minutes unless you say anything, painting.
Sophia does not say anything. The silence is probably the best thing that's happened to her all week.
I tried to make it awkward. I made it better. Whoops. Yeah, he is it's going to take him like probably 25-30 minutes to complete his painting. And he is very much in the zone again. If you say anything to him, he'll, oh, what? But, for the most part, he is just in the zone.
Yeah, I don't think she says anything.
Okay.
Just kind of lets it ride
Mhm.
for a little bit.
After that time, he kind of looks up from his painting as if in a trance, and just, oh, sorry, I got a little hyperfixated there. How was it going up there?
Good. Think I'm about done.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Okay. He puts down his canvas and stands up.
So Sophia has not just drawn flowers.
Mhm.
Sophia's drawn like a figure. Essentially like a person in the in the center of the canvas with like an outfit that is sort of very fantastically like
Mhm.
sunflower inspired.
Okay.
I think that's what she sees when she looks at things. It's just people.
Whoa. Uh, you drew a figure too, huh?
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's kind of how I see things.
I like it. I can't really draw anything other than things that are realistic. It's cool to have a different perspective, you know?
My mom always said I had a wild imagination, so
Sometimes that's a blessing, right?
I guess.
Well, I like it.
Thanks.
In fact, if you want, when you're done, we could swap, and I could take it home.
Oh,
Unless you want to keep it, I just
no, yeah, it's kind of up here, so yeah, you can have it.
thanks. Really like that. Mine's just, and he like shows you, like points down to the painting on the ground, and it is like like one of those goopy acrylic, like really thick paint, like smushed paintings of like what's exactly in front of him, the sunflowers, and they're blowing a little bit in the breeze, but I mean it's just what he saw. He has painted in this way.
I like it.
Thanks.
Sometimes it's nice when things are simple.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, high school.
Yeah, they would never.
So, do you want to go get coffee?
Actually, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the campus food, or like there's food in town?
Yeah, let's go somewhere.
Cool. Just pop the stuff back at the house, the my dorm, and yeah, I'll cool.
I'll drive.
You can drive?
Yeah.
You guys go. He returns everything to the house, to his room, and you guys go have a lovely dinner. I assume it is more. He does talk a lot about just art. Like he's like the guy at a party that's really into vinyl and kind of talks about vinyl a lot. But it is more of like all of the art medium, like drawing and painting and charcoal and all that. So he has a lot of knowledge in those specific areas. And I think at the end of the night he does create for you a single crystal flower out of his notebook. And just he lives in a different building than you. But he will kind of like walk you halfway to your building, produce this flower for you, and say, just, I had a really good time tonight.
So did I.
Cool. Kind of smiles and shrugs and begins to walk away.
Just let them.
All right. Sophia returns to her room. Nancy's hanging out with Grandpa. I think at this point, Alex or Billy is hanging out with his family, and we are going to. I guess we'll end the session there. I was gonna get into heavier stuff, but I think that's cute. I think that's sweet, and we have to do end of session stuff. So let's get into that. boy, it was a heavy episode ending on something sweet. It feels right. Feels right, man. Unless you guys want it to be dark.
We've got time for like next time.
Okay. I'll be good. So end of session things. We have a few things we need to do. Stars and wishes. We have end of session things for Mask. Does anyone know if they grew closer to the team, grew further away from the team, or became a better image of themselves? Who's going first?
I am.
Yeah, let's go.
I will plant my flag here. I was gonna be really aggressive with it, but that's just me being dramatic. I feel like Sophia grew into her own image of herself. However, the sentence is constructed.
Yes.
Grew into her own image of herself.
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of the things that she's done recently may or may not have been based in being worried about how other people perceived her.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
finally, she was like, no, actually, I don't feel like I'm thinking about what I want to. So I'm just going to try some shit out. And it's probably going to break bad. But that's fine. We can deal with that next week.
That's a problem for later, Savannah.
That is a problem for later, Savannah. Like all my problems, I'm going to shift my mundane up and my superior down.
Perfect.
All right. I also have to do stars and wishes.
You can wait on. Do you know yours now or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just realized I was like, oh shit, I have to keep talking. Yeah, my star is going. This is hard because we're all doing amazing. But my star is gonna go to Tanya because I did just straight up yell at you. And the way that Nancy handled it was incredible, and the way that Tanya handled it was also incredible. But I really loved that engagement a lot, and I thought it was really sort of fun and telling. And then the fact that Nancy was still able to be like, "Do you want to just like watch a show?" Like the core of that friendship is still like there, and I think that's really nice. But I thought it was really well handled. And I wish. I feel like I've come back around to my wish being somebody needs to talk to Sophia.
I gave you a therapist. I've given you a boyfriend.
And she wasn't available until Friday.
That's fair. You know, scheduling is important.
No, I think my wish is to sort of circle back around for somebody to be like, hey, you're very angry. Why? Yeah, I just feel like Sophia has circled back around to needing some consequences again, because she's very tall and strong, and so I feel like everybody sort of lets her get away with the shit because they're afraid she'll punch her. She'll punch them. That's
all right.
where I live. And also kisses. Some kissing.
Kisses.
Don't care who it is.
Nancy, are you going to talk to your girlfriend? What's going on?
I know.
That's my actual wish, is for Jackie to come back.
Yes. I have to remember what accent I did for her. I think it's Southern.
Loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did mean to do that as make Jackie part of it too, or at least be texting her through the whole thing.
Yeah, we can do that next week too.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next then.
Okay.
I think even though everything went sideways and horribly wrong, Nancy kind of grew closer to the team in a way, because she talked to Billy and like was up front, and we hadn't really had like a relationship where we talked about feelings with each other before until this time. And same with Sophia, like we she got very mad at me, but we diffused it and like we're cool at the end. So that's what I think there. And then Stars and Wishes is next. Stars is hard. What?
You need to say who you grew closer to so that we can
Yeah.
shift your labels
Oh,
and do influence stuff.
I want to say Billy. I grew closer to Billy this time. Sophia and I are
Okay.
kind of the same. I want to say, can I get both of them or is it just one? I picked
Just
Billy.
one. Okay.
I'll do Billy. Yeah.
And since I already have influence over you, I'm gonna shift your labels. Let's see. Gosh. Part of me wants to shift your mundane down after the attempts at relationship meddling.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we'll do a mundane down and superior up.
Okay. Provoke someone. That makes sense. And my stars and wishes, I want to give stars to everybody kind of because it was so awesome. I want to give it to Alex, aka Billy, because again, maybe I'm naive as a human, but I'm like, all right, Billy's finally gonna tell Sophia that he likes her. And then he's like, nope, fuck you guys and your plans. I'm gonna make it way worse and just throw a wrench in the whole thing. And I thought that was awesome. And yeah, it was all great. And and the chat was really fun. Everybody was saying that it was awesome tonight. My wish, one is for me to talk to Jackie some more. And two, I need to do more Ed McMahon stuff. So I wish for the next time I kind of like can get into it with the team and figure out more about Ed McMahon.
I spell his name wrong every time on my list, but I don't fucking care because he's an asshole.
I don't care either. I hate the way his name's spelled. And
Yeah. There's an H in it. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like Mahon or something.
Mahon.
Mahon. Anyways, thank you.
Now we're French.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh gosh. I mean, I think Billy grew away from the team and is just figuring out which of you two to take influence away from. And I think I think it does need to be Nancy because he is still very much influenced by Sophia. And so you no longer have influence over me. Yeah, and then my stars and wishes. Gosh, I mean, got one for everyone this time, basically. I mean, we'll start with the obvious of Savannah, of us causing emotional trauma to our friends as per usual. And that's always a good time. To Tanya, kind of what Savvy said before of how Nancy handled all of that and realizing like, oh wait, this didn't go how I planned it. Let me, and how she attempted to salvage it. And then LB for bringing Amanda in and just being like, oh, this is how emotionally mature, responsible characters would handle this, and bringing in that perspective to things.
The second season of this show is going to have to be called Heroes in Therapy.
Yeah. And then, gosh, I mean, one of my wishes is Alex wants somehow for Billy to be able to be with both Sophia and Amanda, but Billy doesn't know how to make polyamory happen, nor do I necessarily think he's the kind who would. So we'll have to figure that out. And then also, yeah, I'm curious because earlier today, LB asked me, what's Billy going to do in downtime? I was like, oh, go back to his family and his mentor. And none of that happened this time because we filled it up with everything else. So we're going to have to see what that's like next time.
Yeah. There was a moment, and I said it in chat, I was like, I don't need to prep for this game at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I quite enjoyed all of that. My stars and wishes. My star, let's see. Oh god. I just realized I had to pick one.
I mean,
My,
I gave everyone one.
that I guess
I
is true.
copped out.
That's fair.
Alex cheated.
That's true. I think my star goes to Nancy, but not Tanya, because Nancy she went out here and did her best, and she thought she did great. Came back, did not do great, and found the consequences to her actions. I loved that there were consequences, because y'all know that I'm about that. So yeah, so that's my star, and my wish. My wish is for us to get through this goddamn no, my wish is for me to not make all the NPCs so fucking charming and relatable, because I had a couple things in my head that I was like, I should do this as this person to make it an easier choice, and then I was like, but what if I didn't? So maybe I should make them more sided, more high schooly. That's my wish. That's my wish. But that's it. We're done with the stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for being here and playing in my silly game and doing your amazing role playing. Because good God, I feel like I did nothing this week. But I appreciate all of you. Why don't you tell me where people can find you, what you do? Savannah, starting with you.
Nowhere. Don't perceive me.
No.
Hi.
Hi.
If you do want to perceive me, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter. My streaming schedule is there. It's a little fucked up right now because I have some other stuff going on behind the scenes. But in general, you can find me here on Sunday nights. You can also find me on twitch.tv/game nights, as game with 2 G's and nights with a K. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, usually in some capacity. We will be streaming on game nights tomorrow at double checking. Yeah, at our regular time, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Valen, me, and Morgan are playing Wildermyth and doing a okay job of it, and mostly refusing to read good. So come hang out with us. Wildermyth's a really fun game. And we made ourselves as characters, and it's tragic. But yeah, you can find me over there most of the time. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Next up is Miss Tanya.
Oh, hey, you can find me at Tanya Rolling Places, including Instagram, where I also have another page entitled The Abominable Pugs, which I need to do more of, and my gross monsters that I love are on there. I have a podcast, Spider Facts Billy, which I need to also do more of. And I have a Twitter, but I never post on it. And that's me. Thanks.
All right. And last but certainly not least is our DLF, Alex. Dear Little Friend. It's a reference to Chronicles of Narnia.
You're literally one letter away from DILF, and
Yeah,
I feel like
I
that's
was-
what everyone else was thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I called him our dear friend this earlier. I'm sorry. But
Alex,
I'll
also
see
are-
both.
could be a DILF.
Alex, our DILF, please continue.
Yes,
Yeah.
please continue.
Hello, I'm Alex, the DILF. I'm OMG It's Sun Guy on the internets, mostly over on G Game Nights, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. I don't think we're doing anything this Tuesday. We've still got to confer about that, but yeah, just I'm either here or over on GGK. That's where I live.
And I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me here at LB Hackemup on the Twitch, also on Twitter, same thing. And you can find this channel live Tuesday afternoons, sometimes Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays, every Friday, and of course on the Sundays. This week is going to be a little weird because guess what? Lauren is going to be here with me in person tomorrow. So I'm sure you'll see a lot of that on the Discord. We might be playing something a little bit in the afternoon on Tuesday. Sorry, I won't be on GGK Tuesday evening, but Lauren and I are doing what we normally do, which is watch Hamilton and get drunk. But yeah, you can catch us on all of the things. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, chat, for being so active and wonderful. I'm sorry I couldn't follow along because being in scenes and stuff, but I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of my players. And I guess until next time, I'm LB Hack 'em Up. Hack recklessly. Bye!